Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today. Hi, this is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about the delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. I've told you for years that eFoods Direct has the best storable food on the planet. Now it's that time of year again, and their holiday special is here. They have 2 holiday price packs for you to put into your reserves for a secure future or to share with others. The first is a 6-month bulk supply in 10 cans. And the second is a 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals, including delicious bakery items shipped in heavy tote bags. Now, for a limited time, when you order 2 or more of these special holiday packs, you'll get free shipping on your entire order. Call now, 800-409-5633, or visit them at efoodsdirect.com/Alex. That's 800-409-5633, or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Diamond Gusset is proud to announce the anthem of the Patriot Movement. They're offering a free CD, T-shirt, and bumper sticker with a qualifying purchase. Diamond Gusset offers great products at great prices while keeping Americans working.
I'm looking for a factory where a man can feed his family, not worried about them moving it south, closing the doors and shutting her down tomorrow. I'm looking for America.
We're American and be proud. Go to gusset.com/America.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. Seems like I just woke up one day and it was gone, long gone. But I know in my heart it's still
Again, go to gusset.com/America today.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want to stop tyranny? Well, so does he. Live from the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Max Keiser's got it in the London Guardian. His plan to crash J.P. Morgan by showing that they've been manipulating the market and driving it down. Silver surging towards all-time record, $29 a day. Bloomberg and others report there's record low supplies of it. And the manipulation of the gold and silver market is really becoming more and more evident. He's going to be joining us. Michael Braverman of Jesse Ventura's television show is going to break some news. It's going to be airing tomorrow night, dealing with multinational corporations coming in and buying up the water supplies. That is all coming up as well in the next hour. Joe Seehusen, am I pronouncing that right, guys? Seehusen is the president and CEO of an amazing organization, and that's Liberty Guard, founded and headed up by former Congressman Bob Barr, and Libertarian presidential candidate in 2008. And we really appreciate Mr. Seehusen for coming on the broadcast with us. The website's libertyguard.org. And we've got these reports out on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Watchdog probes DHS spying on Drudge and others. FOIA request investigates whether critics of TSA are being listed as domestic extremists. And then continuing, we have another headline, Bob Barr investigates TSA stand-down on National Opt-Out Day. Here's their own headline, TSA manipulates National Opt-Out Day. Liberty Guard files the FOIA request to TSA regarding political manipulation. So he's with us for the rest of the hour. Joe, thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks for coming on, Alex, and thanks for your leadership on this issue. And our chairman, Bob Barr, and our group, LibertyGuard.org, picked up on a lot of that and went ahead and filed this, and are hoping to get to the bottom of this. So this, we think, a pretty serious issue, which is, the potential that the TSA has manipulated the potential protests from these opt-out folks like that would not choose willingly to go through this sort of degrading and questionably constitutional procedure. So we appreciate that leadership.
Well, break down what your organization does and why you've started investigating the TSA stand-down, but you're going further than that. You're also burrowing in to this reported TSA memo calling people domestic extremists who don't like having the government put their hands down their pants.
Yeah, absolutely. Liberty Guard, and again, our chairman, Bob Barr, and myself and others put together Liberty Guard. It's a group that's really committed to protecting individual liberties and freedoms, and certainly using the Constitution as our focal point. And we just saw this, and it was one of these gut reactions where everyone said, this is wrong. And I think we've all been wondering, at what point do everyday Americans decide to stand up for their liberties and say enough is enough? And I think it's probably right when the government bureaucrats begin to grab for our junk, if you will. I think people all over the country are outraged. They've looked at these incidences where children and women that have had mastectomies and men that have various issues with bladder control and so on are really being humiliated. And there's a serious question as to whether this is at all effective. And there's a serious constitutional question. And so we basically said, let's create this optoutalliance.com, which we did, and let folks know what they could do to resist this. And then lo and behold, there was all this groundswell and grassroots excitement, internet excitement, and people were geared up, in effect, to question some of this. And the TSA looks as if they basically shut down many of these machines. And we're asking the question, why is that? I mean, was it that particular day, Thanksgiving, they deemed was they were confident there was going to be no terrorism on that day? I mean, if these machines are so effective, they better have them on all the time. Or was it that they really wanted to kind of quell the national protest from everyday Americans saying, golly, is this protecting us? Is it appropriate?
And they wanted to go further. They wanted to then falsely run the hoax, and we know they did do this, saying no one protested. Everyone loves it. Right. This turned into National Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're involved in multi-deceptions, but looking at this, I mean, it's got to be illegal. If they're saying, sorry, got to remove that piercing, sorry, got to put my hands down your baggy pants. Sorry, got to naked body scan you. They lied about not saving the images. And then they claim Al-Qaeda is such an imminent threat that they've got to, remove people's colostomy bags, you name it. All of this is happening, but then they totally stand down the day before Thanksgiving, stand down on Thanksgiving and the day after, because they knew protesters will be flying back home. Our intel is this went on for about 3 days, and then now it's back. I mean, this is asinine. And then Ron Paul, they grab his crotch. Jesse Ventura, they grab his crotch. They don't want to fly. But then we have Congressman Boehner. He gets to walk around. The cabinet gets to walk around. I mean, this is serious discrimination as well. This is selective enforcement on multi-fronts.
Well, no question, and I mean, this is going to have to be for everybody. I mean, if we're all going to have our crotches grabbed, I think that's got to be a 100% across the board, and it should start certainly with our president and all of Congress and all the Senate. And everybody's got to understand and experience that, which I have done, by the way. I flew recently and had that uniquely interesting experience. And so absolutely, it has to be across the board. If indeed the TSA did this for political reasons, I think that's a real serious question. And even as interesting, if the mainstream media is in any way complicit in this, I think there ought to be some real questions asked about that. because you're right, they're trying to make it out as TSA Appreciation Day. Geez, everyday Americans don't care about this. Well, they do. And did they take action to really quell what was a legitimate public uprising at this point?
Now, let's talk about this card you've got. It's good to show solidarity. I pointed this out a month ago. Now, even the New York Times admits this is like Tea Party 2.0. This is a focal point for outrage, a coming together that is transpartisan, that is across the political spectrum, and almost every major national poll shows over 60%, some in Reuters, 96%, against what's happening. And the TSA just brazenly says, no, everyone loves it. And, you know, and by the way, we'll give you an $11,000 fine. Even if you want to leave the airport, we've got to squeeze your junk. Then they go on and admit, they told Atlantic Monthly and others, we are squeezing you to intimidate you into the machines. Then we have D'Amato and we have Chertoff and all these other people formerly in government, now in the companies making money. I mean, this thing is dirty from A to Z.
It absolutely is. And I think the American people have been, you know, I think that the pretense is over. I think they understand that the government now is in many ways self-serving meaning self-serving itself, self-serving its bureaucrats and its special interests. And the people that are getting the absolute raw, frighteningly raw end of the stick are everyday Americans. And if you will, and I believe you used this word, I think it's time for the resistance, and that means pretty much everyday Americans, to kind of begin to stand up and say there are lines that are drawn, and we're not going any further. And, you know, we have constitutional rights, and that works for us, and we're tired of believing them.
All right, Joe Seehusen, President and CEO of Liberty Guard, founded and headed up, of course, by former Congressman Bob Barr. Again, let's get into this card. How do folks get involved with your organization? How do they get the card? Because people are like, well, so what, a card? The point is, it's like having an ACLU card or an NAACP card. Back in the 60s, some Klan member cop pulls over a black person and they give them that NAACP card. That lets them know, hey, we're part of an organization that's going to stand up for us. And I think it's a great idea to show the solidarity and be part of a group. How do you get one of these cards?
Easiest and best way, just go to libertyguard.org, libertyguard.org, and right at the top of that is how to get the Opt-Out Alliance card. And the card, you're right, it basically says that, you know, we question this procedure, we question the constitutionality. Here's some things that in our best understanding is these are your rights and options. We've done some research on this, and here's some things you could do if you choose to challenge it. I think it's prudent for all of us to understand that if we challenge it, the TSA is kind of in the business of making life challenging for those who challenge it. And so I think people would have to make an individual decision if they want to do that, because it could be uncomfortable. It could delay them an hour or two or more. So I think people want to think through that. But the folks who want to say, hey, I'm challenging it, and here's some steps that I'm willing to take, and or I'd show them, hey, by the way, I'm not sure of this. Here's my Opt-Out Alliance card from Liberty Guard, and you know, pay attention, because everyday folks are really starting to draw the line what to put up with.
Now, Joe, as you know, government and corrupt bullies of any type, they will always push. As Thomas Jefferson said, the level of tyranny you will live under is the exact amount you put up with. It's unlimited. Because if we put up with anything, more and more corrupt people will gravitate into government to get that petty power, to be able to abuse people, like the private Federal Reserve has now come out, giving over $1 trillion to private corporations, not just banks, including MSNBC. They won't tell us where $885 billion more of it went. That's Bloomberg today. I mean, we've got to really come to grips with the fact that we're not in Kansas anymore. The corruption it's like blood poisoning. We have got to get this infection under control, or bye-bye America, bye-bye Republic. And on this TSA front, they admit they want to be on the streets of America with Viper teams. They have said, both Pistol, the head of the TSA, and Napolitano, the head of Homeland Security, that they want to have TSA in every community. Literal minimum wage goons with unlimited above-the-law power running around doing this. This is a 10th Amendment issue. They're harassing people with disabilities. It's a major issue there. And this is the big fight. And bullies always push, push, push. Now we're pushing back. They're kind of standing down. Pistol came out yesterday and said, well, we'll just have a no-fly for everybody unless we say you're authorized. And so they're expanding that.